Hey y'all, it's Kathy Bow. I'm your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And I want to tell you guys, I wanted to try one of those Slimline cards. Well, I laid this envelope, I took this envelope apart, okay? Just like this. It's just one of these regular, I think it's called an A10, I'm not sure. And there's really no way to fit it on an 8.5 by 11. So sadly, we're going to have to use our 12 by 12. Now, I don't have any what I would call junky 12 by 12. Mine's all nice Stampin' Up designer series paper. So tonight I'm going to use this. But in the future, I'm just going to go get a pad of, cheap paper for my exterior envelope that's going to get beat up by the postal system. So what I'm going to do tonight, just to show you how to do it, I open this carefully because it's real easy to tear it. It doesn't matter if it gets a rip here, but you don't want to tear the, the actual parts that are going to configure your envelope. So the best way I've found to do this is this way. Now, you could cut these separate, both of these on both sides. You could cut them separate with a little flap to put some pretty sturdy glue in there. But I mean, still, even if you're just cutting this, you still are in a bit of a pickle trying to get, well, actually that almost fits. So you might want to try that, but still you'd use another piece of the 8.5 by 11 to make those side flaps that will close all the way in. I thought I could spare this, but I really can't. Thought I could spare this, and I can spare just a little, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to cut it like it is. Okay, so let's go with this. And I laid it several different ways, and the best way to do it is end to end like this. Don't know if you can see this right here and this right here. Okay, so that's where it's okay if these run a little short. These little envelopes are super cheap, but I thought it'd be really nice to have one that, that has some pretty color to it. That's why I want to make my own. I'd like to put my well thought out cards and artwork, so to speak, into a nice envelope now and then. I mean, not all the time, but, now and then. So I'm just going to take a marker, because this is the side I'm going to use for the envelope, which now, of course, I'm second guessing that, but I'm going to take a marker and just go like this. Maybe I'll use this side, I don't know. Okay, and I'm going like this and across here like this. If y'all hear snoring, it is my dog snoring up a storm. She's right beside me on the floor on her little doggy bed. And the only reason she's snoring in her doggy bed is because I got out of the recliner to come and play in my studio. Y'all, I have been homeschooling my grandchildren today. They are kindergarten and second grade. And they are just a delight. They are eager to learn, and they really seem to be responding to instruction. And I don't know, it's just really cool. I'm homeschooling them because my kids are homeschooled. My grandkids are homeschooled. It's got nothing to do with politics or COVID or anything. Okay, so now I have a good idea of how this is going to look. So I want to get as many straight cuts as I can. So I'm going to bring out the big guy. And I'm just going to lay this right here. Okay, let's pull that. Then I have this. Let's see how straight we can get that one. Pretty good. pretty good. We're going to dip in a little bit right there, if I remember to do that. And let's see, right here. Now, I would love to tell you the exact measurements and all that, but you know what? When you get your mail tomorrow, take an envelope apart. You know, you're going to get some junk mail, or you're going to get a bill. I'm so sorry, but you're probably going to get a bill. You know, we all get them. But yeah, so you can just take apart any, that's not, yeah, I guess that's called a legal size envelope. I really don't know. We're in the South and we call things differently than what they are. So what do I know? What do I know? Okay, now, oh, let me cut my little corners out. There we go. We're going to cut out this one right here. You may not be able to see it really well on the camera, but I can see it pretty well here. And there. Okay, and one more is right here. Okay, snip. Okay, got those little pieces out of the way. Now, in order to figure out how I want to fold this, where the folds should be, the score lines. Y'all, last night I was doing a live video. I could not remember the word score for all the tea in China. I could not remember it. Okay, I'm seeing right here that this and this is where the score line is telling me it needs to be. Because see, that's where it folds. All right, so let's look at this one. Oh, look, same thing right there and there. Okay, so let's score it where it needs to be. And y'all, I'm making this for the first time with you on video. That's how I roll. I mean, you know, if I mess up, you're going to be here to see it, and I'll be able to say, now don't do that. Okay, there's one. Let's test it out. Nice. Look at that nice crisp line right there. Very nice. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, and I'm going right here where this little indentation is. I'm going to put that in my track, and then I'm going to put this one in my track, which I should have explained with the first one, but that's where I'm putting them, and I'm going score. You don't want to get too crazy with paper because you will cut right through it. And we can't have that, can we? Now, I'm going to go right here where you see this comes almost to the line and that's almost to the line, right? Don't grab that blade. It'll sure enough cut it off. And go right there. Let me see if I need to be a little lower. That's looking a little questionable right there. Let's go in a little further. Let's look at how this does. Oh, it's actually got more paper than what I have. How did they went in. Okay, we'll go in a little further. I don't mind. I don't mind. We're going right here. See what happens. See if that makes a difference, big or little. It looks better to me. Okay, that looks better. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that little bit sure did make a difference. Of course, it was about 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, it was about 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to come in a little bit where this bump is and this bump is. We're going to come in a little bit, like about that. Put our line on. Let's see how we do. Let's try it out. Give it a test drive. Boom and boom. There we have our envelope. What do you think? Okay, now, I'm always knocking that thing on the floor. Now this one, it's a little wonky. I don't know why. It's my first envelope. But who's going to care? We're going to fold it like this. We're going to seal it right here. And on the other side, we're just going to put a white strip, much smaller than that. Please hold. Some kind of a white, you know, like a long strip here. Put on the address. And you can take I would use the multi-purpose glue here in order to glue this down, because this is going to get beat up. This whole thing is going to get beat up in the mail and everything. But this is thicker paper than this, and this will make it through. So, you know, your envelope should make it through just fine. Just be sure that you leave room for a stamp and your return address, or you can put your return address back here. And look how pretty when they open it, except that it's wonky. But I hadn't figured that part out yet. So I'll be working on that. But I did want to show you guys, I just wanted to make one of these envelopes and just see how I did. Because I want to make one of those Slimline cards. And it'll be fun. Okay, thanks so much. God bless. Toodles.